So I've got about an hour here. I can stream. I'm trying to get there we go. Wanted to, I couldn't get the video. The video wasn't showing up on YouTube. It's just, I wanted to share the link. On Twitter, in case anyone happens to be watching and would want to come in. I was debating what to do because it's not Shabbat, so I was thinking of doing like a non-commentary video. I think for my when I'm planning for my next, when I am able to live stream on a day that's not during the week, or day that's during the week or something, I've got a Studio Series Devastator, and I got an upgrade kit for him, and this is all Transformers stuff. So if you're having any questions, you can post a comment afterwards. But the one I got, the Constructicon set I got, is actually a knockoff set, and the upgrade kit is for the official original set. And so I had to do some like cutting, and I've got most of it done, and there's still a few more parts. And I figured, and I might do it sometime, just even before I get a stream. But sometime I'd like to do a stream where I show everything I had to change, because Ben's Collectibles, he did a video where he was putting the kit on the knockoff Devastator, and it was a very tight fit, and it was for me too. So, but I did a lot of cutting away at parts, and I think it fits a lot better. So, and I was talking about it on a TFW 2005 message board, so I thought I would do a video of it sometime. However, I'm probably not going to be streaming tomorrow. I'll be away from home all day, and most likely, and so I figured, I like to work on my phone, and there's a few more things I wanted to do with the commentary. So I figured I'd do a stream and work on that now. So I got my banner up, and in case someone stops in the chat, you can chat and stuff. It's an interesting day. I had a conversation on Twitter with someone and shared one of my commentary videos with him, and then he did a video in response to that video. And it's the first time anyone's ever done a video on one of my videos, so that's pretty cool. He disagreed with it, but he's really cordial and everything, so and it's good to be able to discuss differences and stuff. I don't know if I was thinking I could do a live stream of his video, and that seems to be where people get more views, is when they do back and forth and stuff. But I don't, just like a lot of other stuff I want to do. And I think rather I'm going to keep in mind the stuff he talked about and apply that, and apply that to other commentaries if it fits the topic, and maybe reference some of the things then. Because there's stuff in his video that I've referenced in other videos. So, and I prefer more. I think there is definitely merit to examining other people's beliefs and their videos and doing responses to them. I prefer first we gotta know our own beliefs, and those gotta be centered on the Bible. So I try to do that first and foremost, learn from the Bible. Because otherwise, you got all these different views. People are more worried about trying to say other people are wrong than checking whether they're wrong or not. And they spend more time worrying about other people's teachings and stuff than learning more and teaching more from the Bible. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily the case with this person, but that's just something I've noticed in general. So I've got my excuse me. I'm going to share my screen. I've got the commentary open. Excuse me again. That I'm working on. And I came across some more verses, just my regular reading, my daily Bible reading, that I thought would be good for this commentary. I emailed them to myself, so I'm not going to show my email. If I do, I'll have to pull the string down, but I'm going to pull them up, and then I have my email on the other screen here. Here I've got Bible Gateway, and I will copy those. Excuse me. I'll copy those into this PowerPoint, such that I'm planning on, like, I always email the PowerPoint to myself and then save it on my phone, so I can work on it with my phone when I'm away from my computer. And I've probably talked about before, but it never hurts to repeat in case you get new viewers and stuff. And if you're just checking in for the first time, any questions or anything, please share in the comments or post a comment, and be glad to answer everything I can. But yeah, so it's hard to add and edit slides on my phone. With the phone, it's a lot easier to just like type in notes and like what I'm going to read, so I can do that on my phone. I'll try. I want to have everything ready so I can do that on my phone while I'm away from my computer. And going along with, if you have any questions, I was on a Finacha stream a couple times last couple weeks, and he had some really good feedback about just like how it's like hard to follow my videos, and I totally understand. It depends on like what your background is. Like the videos I'm working on presenting to my church, where we're all meeting almost we've got services every week. Almost everyone's there every week, and so gone through a lot of the videos or other teachings and stuff. So like if you're like coming in and you haven't even like read the Bible, you don't even know the structure of it. Like before, like I grew up going to Catholic church my whole life, and my other people I've talked to have had the same testimony. Like they had no idea how the Bible was actually like a chronological like not like history, and we didn't know the structure of it, like because we just read excerpts of it here and there. We had no idea that it was a continuing account of God's people. And of course it can be different for different Catholics, and it's not just Catholicism, it's like other churches may not teach that. So yeah, so if you got like any questions like that, anything you want me to talk about, I'd be like, from even knowing nothing about the Bible, I'd be happy to try to help out with those as well. So, but anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to start adding those slides so that I will hopefully have everything I need when I'm using my phone tomorrow. So the first one I've got here is Luke 16:15. And then once I add these, I'm going to do a read through of what I have so far just for timing. And that may be pretty dull. If someone comes in and comments or anything, I'll just stop and go to that. But I like this, once I got a substantial amount in, I like to start reading it and timing it to make sure I don't go too long when I do present it. So Luke 16:15, and he said to them, You are those who justify yourselves before men, but God knows your hearts. For what is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of God. And that goes along with kind of like how Jacob became rich and wealthy from the spotted and speckled, which are which would be considered not that great, kind of like say leftovers and whatnot. Oh yeah, and I want to talk more about Jesus Revolution. I don't even know if I'll have time for that with everything else. But yeah, so I'm just going to get these in here today so that hopefully I'll have time tomorrow, maybe a little yet today, where I can like organize them and add the notes and try to get a good structure. So it's a good presentation. So to them, you are those who justify yourselves before men, but God knows your hearts. For what is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the sight of God. And here he's, I'll just put a note. Jesus talking to the Pharisees who love money. And I don't know if I'll just want to have that note there. I probably won't reference that part of it. But and now let's see what's the next one. Galatians 2:6. And I gotta make sure I don't already have these in here. Yeah, so I've been reading Luke on my daily Bible reading. I'm reading through Galatians because I'm on chapter 2 now. I think there are 3 verses that I sent to myself since I last worked on it. But from those who seem to be something, whatever they were, it makes no difference to me. God shows personal favoritism to no man. For those who seem to be something added nothing to me. So that's the main part I want to include. God shows no favoritism. And I think that would, like this Luke 16, I have to see how it flows. And no, I won't be able to get these all in here just because of time. But I'm I'd like to, but what was I going to say? I forget. Yeah, so this I'm working on what I call the final version of it, the one I plan to present. And like if I don't want to use the passages in it, I end up taking them out. I'll put them in the other one, the original. So I have them handy if I want to put them back in. But if I decide to take them out on my phone, I'll have to just move them, say, to the back of the slides. Luke 15, 1 through 10. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot from Luke, having been reading it lately. Well, let me see. I've got Luke 16. I've got Luke 14 quite a bit. I might have to, maybe I'll move that up. I might put them in order. Right now, it's just collecting notes, so I'll have something to, like on my phone. I got 1 through 10. Get rid of those. Get rid of the header there. Add verse 1. Now I'll split this up so it all fits better. There we go. Put them in order now. So now I take away a little bit from each one until they're about the same. Take away verse, or until I have them all unique. So this is 1 through. I think I'll get rid of verse 6. I've got verse 5 here already. Okay, I'll get rid of verse 5 on here. So now I got 1 through 5, and then I got 6 through 10. Size is 22. That one's 24. I think I'll split it up one more time. Put verse 5 on this one. Remove verse. Put 5 on that. on the middle one, remove 10 from the middle one. Oops. And then I'll remove 6 from here. So slowly chip away at each one. So I got 1 through 4. These are 20. I think I can get rid of 9 from here. Get rid of 7 from here. This is 8, 9, 10. 6, and yeah, I'll just delete 8 from this one. Bam. That should be good. Good size. Yeah, and I can even make it a little bigger here. So that one got to 30. And I'll get, oh, that's a little too big. I'll go down one. Then I'll get rid of the footnotes as I read through this. Then all the tax collectors and the sinners drew near to him to hear him. And that, of course, is talking about Jesus. And the Pharisees and scribes complained, saying, "This man receives sinners and eats with them." So he spoke this parable to them, saying, "What man of you having 100 sheep?" Now it's interesting he's talking about sheep here, as that's what Jacob was dealing with, was with sheep. So I have to, it's becoming just a matter of being able to structure it all in the amount of time that I can present. Having 100 sheep, if he loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one which is lost until he finds it. And when he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. When he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, "Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost." I say to you that likewise there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 just persons who need no repentance. Or what woman having 10 silver coins, if she loses one coin, does not light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she has found it, she calls her friends and neighbors together, saying, "Rejoice with me, for I have found the piece which I lost." Likewise, I say to you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. Well, add it. I think I'll make it. And that's more so about repentant sinners, which could be good. Maybe. Oh, I know. For this, I'll add all the notes. Well, let me make sure. I think that was. Yeah, those were the only 3 verses that I sent to myself. But I do want to check now. Revolution. I want to check the people who are in this in Jesus Revolution. Make sure I get just so I have some correct names. Let's see, based on the based on film follows Greg Laurie, Christian hippie Lonnie Frisbee, and Pastor Chuck Smith as they take part in the Jesus movement in California during the late 1960s. Now, I'll just copy this all here. I'll just put in the notes for now, since I saw the movie, so I know the characters, and so this will. I just want to have that handy in case I do use this, and I forget the names of characters a lot in movies, so I just wanted to take the note to help me remember in case I do decide to use that. Yeah, so oops, I didn't want to do that. I'll do the reading now. You set up the clock. Yeah, so the last there have been some commentaries that have gone over 16 minutes. So I figure if I give myself an extra minute for flipping pages, because when I present, I print it out and have it all stapled together. So I want to so if I give myself an extra minute, I should be good for time, and I don't have to use up all the time by any means. But actually, I think I'll use the restroom quick, and then I'll come back and start the timing. So I'll just switch to this. Stop my camera. Got to switch my avatar so people know I'll be back. Be just a second. All right. Now let's see. Do I have any viewers? Oh, I got another like. So someone must have stopped by real quick. Yep. So I'll just start reading it and see how far I can get. I have an idea where to start trimming. Now I'm sure I won't. I'll get past where I have commentary. So at that point, I'll just read the slides and the verses, and then I'll get a feel for how much I can still put in, and what I might have to start taking out. There we go. This week's Torah portion is Vayetze, or And He Left. It's primarily about how Jacob fell in love with Rachel and started working for her father Laban. Laban tricked Jacob into also marrying his other daughter Leah and extending the amount of time Jacob had to work for him. This is my third time presenting this portion. I did a commentary on it as recently as last year. They were both about how Laban... Wait. I'm not sharing. I apologize. No. Let's see. Share screen. I want to do my entire screen so you guys can see the clock. There. All right. From the top. This week's Torah portion is Vayetze, or And He Left. It's primarily about how Jacob fell in love with Rachel and started working for her father Laban. Laban tricked Jacob into also marrying his other daughter Leah and extending the amount of time Jacob had to work for him. This is my third time presenting this portion. I did a commentary on it as recently as last year. They were both about how Laban mistreated Jacob while Jacob was working for him. During that time, they made a deal which I didn't cover much in those commentaries. At this point, Rachel had just given birth to Joseph, and Jacob was ready to leave with his wives and children. Genesis 30:25. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said to Laban, "Send me away, that I may go to my own place into my country. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, and let me go. For you know my service which I have done for you." And Laban said to him, "Please stay, if I have found favor in your eyes. For I have learned by experience that the Lord has blessed me for your sake." Jacob is ready to go out, but Laban doesn't want him to leave because of how God has blessed him through Jacob. It's related to his controlling personality we covered in my last Vayetze commentary. Then he said, "Name me your wages, and I will give it." So Jacob said to him, "You know how I have served you, and how your livestock has been with me. For what you had before I came was little, and it has increased to a great amount. The Lord has blessed you since my coming. And now when shall I also provide for my own house?" So Jacob is pointing out how Laban has been blessed by God through Jacob's work. And now he'd like to be able to provide for and bless his family. So he said, "What shall I give you?" And Jacob said, "You shall not give me anything. If you will do this thing for me, I will again feed and keep your flocks. Let me pass through all your flock today, removing from there all the speckled and spotted sheep, and all the brown ones among the lambs, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and these shall be my wages." Jacob asked for the speckled and spotted sheep, lambs, and goats. So my righteousness will answer for me in time to come, when the subject of my wages comes before you. Everyone that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and brown among the lambs will be considered stolen if it is with me. And Laban said, "Oh, that it were according to your word." The original Hebrew doesn't have exclamation points, but the way it's worded with the O, or hein, in the Hebrew demonstrates that Laban was excited for this proposition. Why would that be? Here are the Hebrew words that are used throughout these passages for speckled, spotted, brown, and striped. As I put this commentary together, I found these words are most often used solely in this account. One I found used elsewhere is talah. The Strong's Concordance defines it simply as patch or spot. It comes up in Joshua 9 when several groups gathered to fight against Joshua and Israel. Verse 3, "But when the inhabitants of Gibeon heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and Ai, they worked craftily and went and pretended to be ambassadors. And they took old sacks on their donkeys, old wineskins torn and mended, old and patched sandals on their feet, and old garments on themselves. And all the bread of their provision was dry and moldy." Here we see talah used in a way to make clothing look older than it actually was. So it gives the appearance on something that's not in the best condition. Appearance of. Talah also appears in Ezekiel 16 when God was rebuking Jerusalem through Ezekiel because of their idolatry. Verse 16, "You took some of your garments and adorned multicolored high places for yourself, and played the harlot on them. Such things should not happen nor be." Here, talah is translated to multicolored, but notice it's referencing a pagan high place. It probably would have been old and, since it's pagan, undesirable. That's why they were adorning it and trying to make it look good. So we see at least this term used for a visible attribute that diminishes something's value. We have reason to believe from the Torah that these blemishes make the animal less desirable as well. Let's look at God's command when he instituted the Passover. Exodus 12:5, "Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats." The bolded part here is tamim in the original Hebrew. Strong's defines it as complete or sound. It is a qualifier used for all of the offerings God commanded in the Torah. He requested animals that were complete and without defect. Genesis 6:9. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God. Genesis 17:1. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, I am Almighty God. Walk before me and be blameless. So Laban was excited because he wouldn't be giving up the higher valued animals of his flock. Okay, this is actually where I left off last time. So I'm still 9 minutes left. I've got a lot I can work with. So I'm just going to stop that right now. There's no need for me to keep reading and see how far I can get when it's just the verses. So now I'll just keep adding the commentary. And I think I might take out, there's a lot of the New Testament passages I want to keep in, so I might take out like these slides here with Hebrew definitions. Because a lot of times I do that when I work on commentary, I start like digging into like Hebrew and the actual, just double checking the actual meaning of words. And then it turns out later on I decide I don't really need that and I take it out just to get everything in the short enough time. So that'll probably happen here too. Yeah, but I want to put so animals are complete and without defect. It's also used for people in a spiritual it's also used to describe the spiritual condition of people. For example, Genesis 9:6, this is a genealogy of Noah. Excuse me. I was going to sneeze. This is the genealogy of Noah. Noah was a just man, perfect in his generations. Noah walked with God. Genesis 17:1. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, I am Almighty God. Walk before me and be blameless. So, do I want to put this part here, or I might move this later on? Yeah, I think I'll. Oh boy. Well, I'll just put it here for now, and then I'll move around later as I go. We see while the term is used for okay. Oh wait, actually, I should explain. Perfect and blameless here are to mean so we see it used for in a physical used both as it's a physical descriptor and as a spiritual descriptor. No, I'm using descriptor twice there. If this is just something I was typing out to read, I would just say a physical and a spiritual descriptor. But since I'm presenting it, I think it makes the distinction better. As I'm going through this too, I'm trying to think of places where I can put, like what I started doing is when I make points, I try to put like, say review slides or summary slides, like just labeling each point. And I think it helps people be able to keep in mind parts that came before. So I'm trying to think of ways to do that in here, and I might just wait and add them later if I do at all. Because I'm thinking this part might be it. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind for later. And speaking of keep in mind, let's keep that in mind for later. Let's comment here. So Laban was excited because he wouldn't be giving up the higher valued animals of the flocks. His flocks. He would see Jacob was asking for what would be considered the leftovers, or Jacob was asking for the less desirable animals. Okay, so removed that day the male goats that were speckled and spotted, all the female goats that were speckled and spotted, every one that had some white in it, and all the brown ones among the lambs, and gave them into the hand of his sons. Then he put 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's flock. Let's see. So Laban actually removed the male goats and the female goats that were speckled and spotted. Okay. Laban, okay. Gave them into the hand of his sons. Then he put 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob. I got to think about this. So Laban gave them to him, and then Laban put 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob. Let's see. I'm going to go back to where we left off here. Yeah, so Laban was excited. Laban gave it to them. And then he took off. So why did Laban take off, though? Let's see. Maybe just happened to be leaving. Because Jacob's asking about himself leaving. But, oh well. That's probably something for a future commentary. So Laban himself went through his flocks and picked out the speckled and spotted. For his sons to give to Jacob. It says he gave them into the hand of his sons. Then he put 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob fed the rest of Laban's. Yeah, so I'm assuming he gave it to his sons, so I'm assuming his sons then went out to get the other, give them to Jacob. Yeah, I'm thinking, let's see, I got, it's like 39 minutes. Let's see, there's a few more things I want to do before I have to take off tonight. And so I think I might just stop here. And yeah, this is a pretty good point where I'll be able to go through and add notes on my phone. Hopefully, if time serves, like tomorrow. Work on it from there. But yeah, otherwise, so yeah, I think I'll just wrap up here. After I shut down the stream, I'll save it to my camera and everything, and send to my phone, and should be good to go. All right. Well, thank you for watching. If you see this later, please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Yeah, let me see. I'll just go through a run through of my channel quick before I go. Find. Yep. So the primary focus of my channel are these the Bible commentaries, like the one I was working on today. So I've got several on here right now. How many do I have? 83 videos on here, all on different topics. And sometime I'll have to go through, just like maybe quickly talk about each one. But I do, and then this next section here is the playlist consisting of these same videos, but I've split them up into related categories. Like this first one here, I've got 16 videos of talking about like how the Old Testament is prophetic of Jesus. I got 14 here about what the Bible has to say about politics and economics, some simple word studies. One here with videos about trying to correct like misconceptions about what the Bible says. Some here just focusing on New Testament, about biblical holy days and so on. This next section is I'm just reading through the Bible. I got an Old Testament, New Testament, and then the commentary prep I put here too. So I actually just put this one in there real quick. Save as favorites, save to commentary prep. Done. And then I go back to the main page. Yeah, and then I got other interests, like let's talk about the beginning of the stream. I'm working on Transformers fanfic, and so there's some videos where I'm working on that. Got some reviews about Cyberfrog and hopefully some other comics. And then yeah, these are older videos about current events that maybe someday when I'm busier, I'll keep adding some more to them. But yeah, so that's the gist of it. If you have any questions or anything, please comment below. And again, thank you for watching. Bye.